Hey, it's Scott from Scott on Security. Thanks for joining me today. Wow, this week you're thinking, Scott, suit? Down to business casual to what the heck are you wearing today? Well, listen, in my neck of the woods, we were having a snow slash freezing rainstorm, which has made for an interesting day outside and traveling and shoveling. So a little downgraded in the dress today. You don't look too closely. You might notice I didn't shave. Anyways, what I want to talk about today, I had a great conversation this week when I got to speak in front of the local chapter of ProBus, a bunch of professional business people, and gave them a short talk. We were talking about cybersecurity, and a lot of great questions that came out of it. And one of them was talking about ransomware, which was kind of timely because coming out of Australia, a warning from their government cybersecurity division that there's a new strain of ransomware now making its round. It's called MailTo. It appears to be a pretty aggressive strain. So let's break this down a couple of ways. What can you do to protect yourself against ransomware? Well, of course, the main way the ransomware shows up is through social engineering. People are going to try to trick you into clicking links in emails or infected websites. So use some good caution. Like if an email shows up and it's saying it's from the bank and you hover over that link and it's not going to the bank site, don't click it. That would be a good step. The other thing you want to make sure that you're doing is any critical data that you want to have. So at home, maybe that's the photos of your grandparents that you can't replace, wedding photos, whatever the case may be. Make sure you got those backed up and not connected to the network. They should be off-site, whether you put them in a cloud location or you just have them on an external hard drive and it's off the network. Just keep them separated so that if ransomware shows up, they wouldn't be susceptible to it. Now, those are just a couple of quick tips. Now, this MailTo appears to be a very aggressive thing. So, as I said, we're starting to see it in Australia, and it's just a matter of time before it starts to spread. Now, one of the, I guess you could say, good things from all this stuff that's been happening is of course, Canada. We've got our cyber division that they put out education. The U.S. with Homeland Security has got their own. Australia. These groups are now all starting to talk. This information is starting to get passed around. Just as much as the bad guys are on the dark web selling ideas, the good guys are trying to get the information around. And we're seeing it within the IT industry itself. Some vendors that would be competitors with one another are starting to share data, common links that they're seeing in trends to try to get the intelligence out there. Why? Because the bad guys have been ahead of us for so long that we got to start working together and playing nice together in order to try to stay protected. And it's up to people such as myself to try to get the information out there. So if our governments are trying to educate us and they're putting a lot of resources behind this, you've got good IT providers and vendors and cybersecurity guys such as myself out trying to educate. And then we get some IT security vendors working together and talking together. We're going to help keep trying to lower the attack surfaces that the bad guys can come at us at. So that's going to be kind of a goal. Someone did send me in a question, and I appreciate it. They were like, Scott, we see that you're out, you talk a lot. Well, yeah, I'm really, really shy. You can tell that, right? I enjoy educating. And maybe I should dig into a little bit of that. Maybe most people don't realize I'm actually an ex-radio announcer. Yeah, I had the perfect face for radio, as my wife likes to tell me. And how I got into computers was they started phasing us out with computers. We went from, I think it was 12 on-air radio people down to like 3 when they replaced with computers. Anyways, I figured I'd start doing computers to protect my radio job, and then eventually found out that computers was more profitable to work in than radio. That's a kind of a high-level summation of how I started making a transition from there to here. But maybe I should dive into that more. I really appreciate that question having come in, asking, why it's so natural or why I seem to enjoy educating and being on camera and being in front of people. And thank you for the compliment, saying that I look natural at doing it. Just trying to keep it real and be honest. And I thank you for watching Scott on Security and having these kind of questions. And guys and gals, if you've got questions, feel free. If you don't want to post them down below, send them to me privately, and I'll be happy to try to answer them for you. And with that, I thank you for joining me today for Scott on Security, and stay safe out there.